Qatar, a small peninsula on the Arabian Peninsula's northeastern coast, exemplifies how a small country can command worldwide attention and exert significant influence. Despite its geography of barely over 11,500 square kilometers, Qatar's strategic posture, tremendous energy resources, bold developmental aspirations, and forceful foreign policy have propelled it far beyond its physical dimensions. Qatar's narrative began centuries before the current riches boom. Qatar, which was historically populated by nomadic tribes, was well known for its pearling business even before oil was discovered. The region's coastal waters held some of the world's most valuable pearls. However, the collapse of the global pearl market during the Great Depression, along with the introduction of cultivated pearls from Japan, plunged Qatar into economic difficulty. Qatar was one of several crucial states that were protected by the British in the early 20th century. It was not until 1971 that the country declared independence and severed ties with Britain. This shift was a watershed moment, as Qatar began to establish its own identity, institutions, and economic foundation. The true revolution occurred with the discovery of oil in 1939. However, large-scale production did not start until after World War II. Oil profits gradually raised living standards and funded critical infrastructure. The 1970s oil boom enabled Qatar to make significant investments in roads, schools, hospitals, and public services. Even more important than oil was the finding of natural gas, specifically, Qatar's portion of the North Field, the world's largest natural gas deposit. In the 1990s, Qatar began to expand its liquefied natural gas, LNG, business. Qatar invested in cutting-edge LNG facilities through long-term relationships with energy giants such as ExxonMobil, Shell, and Total, propelling the country to become the world's largest LNG exporter by the early 2000s. LNG revenues have had a transformational impact. They provide free healthcare, education, and utilities to inhabitants, allowing Qatar to maintain one of the highest GDP per capita figures in the world. This money has also supported major development initiatives, establishing Qatar as a global investor through its sovereign wealth fund. Qatar Investment Authority, Strategic Wealth Management. The Qatar Investment Authority, QIA, founded in 2005, is one of the world's largest and most important sovereign wealth funds, with assets worth more than $500 billion. The QIA acts as a financial engine for the country's future, carefully diversifying away from hydrocarbons while ensuring long-term benefits. Qatar's QIA owns high-profile assets around the world, including Canary Wharf in London, Harrods, Heathrow Airport, and even Volkswagen and Barclays. These investments are not only financially beneficial, but they also increase Qatar's political and economic leverage. The Qatar Investment Authority has helped Qatar establish itself as a worldwide financial player. Its approach comprises both traditional investment portfolios and venture capital investments focused on technology, sustainability, and green energy solutions, indicating a trend toward future-proofing the Qatari economy. Qatar's urban goals are reflected in the creation of cities such as Lusail, a smart city meant to host World Cup events, and the Doha Metro, a high-speed, completely automated transit system. Hamad International Airport, ranked among the best in the world, features contemporary architecture, art installations, and first-rate amenities while serving as a vital hub between Europe, Asia, and Africa. The Pearl Qatar, a man-made island with luxury apartments, designer boutiques, and world-class cuisine, is Qatar's answer to upscale living and tourism. Qatar is known for its rich cultural past, and traditional attire is still popular. The country's rich cultures are preserved at places like Souk Waqif, which sells spices, falcons, and handcrafted goods. Qatar Cultural Village is a center for art, music, literature, and theater, with annual festivals and exhibitions. The National Museum of Qatar, designed by Jean Nouvel, combines storytelling and architecture to highlight Qatar's past, present, and future. Qatar has also used robot jockeys in camel racing to update the ritual and address ethical concerns. Education City, led by the Qatar Foundation, hosts satellite campuses of major universities, fostering academic excellence and research. The Qatar Biomedical Research Institute and the Qatar Computing Research Institute work to promote artificial intelligence, medicine, and sustainable development. Qatar encourages bilingual education in schools, resulting in a globally competitive generation while preserving native identity. Qatar Foundation's education city houses satellite campuses from global universities, encouraging academic excellence and research. Qatar's research institutes, such as the Qatar Biomedical Research Institute and the Qatar Computing Research Institute, are making advances in artificial intelligence, medicine, and sustainable development. Qatar encourages both Arabic and English instruction in schools, producing a globally competitive generation while conserving its original culture. Qatar is a global mediator, having hosted peace talks between the Taliban and the United States, mediating between Hamas and Israel, and facilitating prisoner exchanges. Al Jazeera, which debuted in 1996, provides independent, Arabic-centric opinions and is a major news station worldwide. Qatar has significant relations to the United States, Europe, and Asia, and it successfully weathered a 2017 blockade by neighboring Gulf states. Qatar has the world's greatest carbon footprint due to substantial energy consumption and industrialization. Despite this, the country is making investments in renewable energy and sustainable building. Because of its dry climate and scarcity of freshwater sources, Qatar relies significantly on desalination for water delivery. Projects such as the Al Kharsa solar plant and green building certifications highlight Qatar's dedication to sustainability. Additionally, the Arabian oryx, which was once extinct, is being saved through breeding operations. Qatar hosted the FIFA World Cup in 2022, becoming the first Middle Eastern and Muslim country to do so. The country built 7 new stadiums and modernized infrastructure, catapulting Qatar to the global stage. Qatar has also made considerable expenditures in sports education and development, with ownership of Aspire Zone and sports academies extending across European competitions. Qatar's National Vision 2030 identifies 4 pillars of development: human, social, economic, and environmental growth. The post-World Cup legacy comprises enormous infrastructural developments that benefit business, tourism, and leisure. Qatar aspires to be a regional technology hub, embracing AI, 5G and finance. The Qatar Free Zones Authority, QFZA, is courting worldwide investors to help fund this change, with the goal of diversifying income streams beyond oil and gas. Qatar's transformation from a desert economy to an oil powerhouse and diplomatic powerhouse is a testament to strategic leadership and creative leadership. The Qatar National Vision 2030 focuses on 4 pillars: human, social, economic, and environmental. Initiatives like QFC and QSTP encourage entrepreneurship and foreign investment.